Is this on? Yes, it's on. So, as you all can see, I'm in my bedroom. Welcome back to Rooted with Aiysha. And keep in mind, this is another candid conversation, and I'm hoping that I keep this short because I really wanted to really have this discussion with you. A thought came to me. Why don't I share my experience? Because as many of you know, I'm an older Gen Z, so that means that I'm a part of your group, but I live at home. But keep in mind, my live at home story is not the common typical one. Is me and my mom, we own a home together, and my family and I, we live in proximity to each other. We live together, and we live together. Like, we live connected to each other, so that way nothing's gonna happen and one of us not know about it. But I wanted to have this candid conversation because I just wanted to know, why do you think society makes other people feel bad that they live at home? Or that society pushes it off, well, if you live at home, you're a baby, or that you're a late bloomer, or that you're someone that's not motivated to do anything with your life. I think that narrative needs to go in the trash and burn it, because personally speaking, many people live at home for many reasons. You may go to school at home. You may have been homeschooled. You may take care of your parent, or they may take care of you if you're disabled, or if you're having if your health is impeding you from being able to live independently. And sometimes in many communities, you live here, your aunt and uncle live there, and your grandparents live up there. Because here's the thing, culturally, in some parts of the world, a lot of individuals, they don't leave home until they're married, or they don't leave home until they go off to school, or they don't leave home just to work and then come back. So that's another thing that I want us to really break down, is this a societal issue or a Western cultural norm in the United States that, hey, this is the time for you to go out, live your life, get out of your parents' homes? Or is this a learned behavior? Because keep in mind, a lot of our perspectives in life is a learned behavior. Someone taught you this, or someone taught you, okay, you're 27 or 20, what do you want to do? Do you want to go into trade school? Do you want to do X, Y, and Z? And I'm not saying that's wrong, because you should have a goal. You should have a plan that you want to do. But at the same time, there should also be that level of understanding that, hey, this individual, they may not be like everyone else. Or in terms of how you leave your parents' home, you want to make sure that you're leaving your parents' home, or if they're your uncle or aunt or a relative, in the best capacity. Because the worst thing that any young person or any person wants to ever do is come back home and have we know who our families are. Thank goodness I don't feel that spirit for my family that I'll get, and I told you so if I ever come back home, if I leave. But what I do want to really break down is the shame, because many people, they're willing to struggle, they're willing to sell themselves and sell their bodies just for the sake of breaking down that they're no longer they don't want to go back home. So we really need to have this talk and have this conversation, and that's why I want to have this series about why I live at home. And this is not because my mom does my laundry, which she does not. I do my own clothes, I cook. Financially, I do contribute to my household, and then every member of my family contributes. There's a lot of responsibilities that as a young person I learned at a young age, how to budget, what's a mortgage, what's a down payment, how much it costs, and just those vital details. And yes, you see the lights on in the background because I deodorize my bedroom. I have my oils going. You can't smell it, I can smell it. I have my oils here. This is the Guru Nanda. If I'm saying this wrong, forgive me. And then I have my Mila Eve. I have my whole setup. But I just want all of you all to know is that this series is going to get candid. It's time that we dispel the narrative that living at home is a failure, because in some instances, you know your environment, you know that you want to get out if it's toxic, and you know that if you feel safe and you want to take your time and leave in the best way, then you leave in the best way. But society, your friends and relatives should not be the driving force to you leaving a scenario or a place for the sake of looking cool. Because I'm gonna tell you what's not cool is when you miss out an opportunity and leave because of someone else, and then you have to return because they're not going to feel the level of failure you are. So that's precisely why I wanted to honestly create this series and really have this candid conversation, because we're more than just what society says. We're individuals who should be on the level of thinking that we know that right is wrong. That we know between the difference between right and wrong. And also, we have candid conversations on why we're living at home. And I will also hopefully I could be able to get my siblings on here and talk to my mom about this topic, because this is a conversation, y'all. And if you are someone who are like me and you live at home, or you live in proximity of your relatives, or you're someone that's independently living by yourself in an apartment, or like whatever your setup is, please post in the comments your experience. And you're more than welcome to email me, askrootedwithaiysha@gmail.com, so that we can be able to have this discussion, because this is a topic that I've heard too many times. And hey, in addition to going to school, I also do work full time. And you all heard my moving on story from my other place of employment, and I work at someplace else that I love. And no, I will not be sharing that on this channel because that is a place of employment that is legal. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's within the field of counseling and social work that I do, and crisis counseling. So it's something that I prayed for. It's something that I love. The hours work perfectly with my life, with my internship that's virtual, and with my live classes that I do. And I could also have a life outside of all of this stuff. So I will not be mentioning where I work, because one, I want to at least keep some level of privacy, and two, you got to keep some level of privacy in your life. Okay, so I'm looking forward to starting this series and really having these candid conversations, because we need to really dispel this narrative and get it out there. This is 2025. If people live at home, if COVID didn't teach us something, is that you cannot have any shame. Okay, if you live at home, you live at home. Yes, honey, my edges are doing what it needs to do. Okay, and yes, I have locks. I have to get it tooled or palm rolled. So sister girl is in her natural state right now, with all the frizziness and all her glory. So y'all, I'll see you next time, another episode with Rooted with Aiysha. And yes, I will be having more conversations about budgeting, about different in-depth things, because just because I'm doing things professionally and educationally, I'm not going to stop doing YouTube videos, because I love it. I feel like I'm getting back into it. I feel like I'm getting back into a purposeful formatting of doing videos, and not just only doing reviews, because that's not what this channel is going to be. If I review something, because I'm feeling the self-care spirit, so yes, you're gonna see something. And I am also gonna be doing vlogs too, where I'm gonna be selective. I'm not gonna share everything, but different things, different experiences that I'm having, I am gonna be sharing it. And yes, wait a minute, hold on, girl. Yes, this is where she needs to sit. So thank you all so much. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. And subscribe to my Substack, please, because I'm also going to be sharing exclusive content on my podcast, Rooted and Rewired, on there. I do have to get more podcast episodes posted, but I also do have some episodes from my internship site, because my internship that I do. We have a podcast called Have Several Seats where we also have in-depth conversations similar to this, and we also have guests. So check that out. Check all of that out. And let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, signing off. Peace.